would you recommend that the stage itself be more specific? So it's like first demo stage, second demo stage, or is it more high level, like we're building pipeline, we're solution building kind of thing at this stage still?
Yeah, I think it's more high level, but representing a key milestone because we know that there's going to be like a dozen things that are going to happen within that stage, right? You're taking calls, you're doing a demo, you're probably exchanging some content, you're doing a number of things. You're talking to multiple people, you're trying to do, kind of surround sound, right? Multi-threading, and you're doing all of these different things. So we know that's going to happen. But what you care about is, during that cycle, you're managers, leaders, everyone's coaching, you're working on strategy and all of that. But what you care about when you see a sales stage is that the deal has progressed to the next milestone. And so with that, that's why I think there's a limited amount of sales stages, but they're ultra clear on what are the outcomes before you can move to the next stage. And then that way, everybody knows that if you're at stage 3, you're at this stage, all of these boxes have already been checked. And what's going to happen in this stage is these 2 or 3 key things to get to the next.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
And
And
that really lends then into kind of forecasting, right? So seeing how many deals are in stage 3 or stage 4, how much weight did you put behind, or do you put behind each of the stages and the times versus like the probability to close or even the forecast to close fields that you would typically see as that correlates to the process?
yeah, so sales stages, if they're done right, then they're all consistent, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's using them the same way. I mean, I'm sure you've seen, I've almost every organization I've gone into, it's like, oh, we have sales stages. Okay. And then you ask a couple of reps, what does it mean when it's in this stage? And you get, 3 different answers, right?
Yeah.
Or you get I don't really know. I just kind of put it there, right? And even the leadership is guilty of that a lot of times, right? And so it makes the process for forecasting extremely difficult if you don't even have a clear picture of what actions have already been taken and what things have already been accomplished. And then when you get to forecast categories, same thing, right? You have multiple forecast categories. Again, you ask a handful of reps and they're like, oh, I put it upside. I think that's what it is, or it's commit, or it's pipeline, or, omitted, or whatever the forecasting categories you choose to use. And so again, similar to sales stages, they need to be really clear and everybody needs to be on the same page. And on top of training and documenting and enabling, but practicing that during your forecast calls, right? And having the managers really isolate that, because if you spend all your time even deciding whether or not it belongs in that category or trying to identify what actually that category means, then you've wasted all of the cycles. Instead of what you really should be doing during the forecast call is figuring out, where am I actually going to land and how do I move the needle on all of
Mhm.
these deals?